Wow, so coronavirus has had a huge impact on our business. We specialize and focus on representing injured workers. So the big part of that is there's 40 million Americans that aren't working right now. So our caseloads are definitely down around 30% or so. The initial struggles and fears that we had as business owners early on was certainly about cash flow and all these funding programs that the state of Maryland put out and the federal government put out that we knew we wanted to take advantage of right away. And David was a huge help on that early on with the Paycheck Protection Program, helping us get that stuff focused on what we need for that, resources in terms of when the decisions were coming out, when the new guidelines were coming out from the SBA, keeping us updated on those was really important. So we were fortunate that we got in on the first round of funding through that, which was really good for us. And then just kind of settling in terms of a business owner and a leader. And this thing has lasted so long. Early on, we were so focused on just figuring out our whole staff working from home and the cases that we had, the clients that we had, but also really pivoting pretty quickly on the focus needed to be much more on not only our clients, but our staff and their own mental health from being home, working at home all day for the first time with kids, and the stress and trauma that can cause people in some ways. So we shifted pretty quickly, especially during our Zoom meetings and checking in on people and see how they were doing working from home. But our team transitioned really well from it. We were able to, we were set up to be wireless and mobile and cloud-based is where our system was. So for our folks to be home, it was a really, really simple transition for them. You know, I've talked to David a lot over this period of time in terms of what does networking look like now, which is very, very different. I think the expectations have got to be different because everyone's down. It's not just kind of us. It's medical providers are seeing now, they're starting to again, but there's such a long period of time they were not seeing people. So just staying in touch with those folks. Growth Solutions had the informal kind of off the cuff Zoom networking events, which were pretty fun. And also throughout this, as much as David and the team have been an important resource, it's also the population or the camaraderie amongst other clients of your all's clients that I've become very close to over the years, that I talk to a lot more now, and it's able to bounce stuff off of them. And so that sort of like owner to owner aspect of it's been really helpful, whether it's, you know, medical providers, healthcare workers, chiropractors, doctors, other attorneys. That's been fantastic for me. And that sort of comes up through that we're all looking at it the same way because we've all been kind of trained the same way. So that portion of it's been, I've become a lot closer with a lot of other business owners that are all clients of David's because we're all kind of trying to do the same thing and focus on the same things, growing, but doing it in a way that's going to be very different going forward.